Who's Visuals? He's actually a speedrunner who's actually had runs in recent GDQs. And he was actually recently cancelled. His spot for like one of the GDQ events that was online known as Hotfix, his spot was actually cancelled, and the reason was actually stated as bigotry. And the evidence that was used to back up those claims was basically from over a year ago. Some posts were from 2018, some were from 2015. Well, actually, no, tweets. This was from his Twitter. These were basically just old tweets that were dug up and just used against him to basically just get him cancelled from GDQ Hotfix. And it worked. Hollow Knight was still actually ran at the hotfix, but it wasn't a two-way race. It was just like the other runner basically playing it by himself and not him and Vysuals racing. So the GDQ organizers are actually just like Disney, right? I guess you can say that? I took a print screen of the tweet Vysuals made that basically he just shared the screenshot of basically the email that GDQ staff sent him, basically just saying, "You're not welcome to participate in GDQ Hotfix. We found some of your posting history to be basically violating our policy on no bigotry." Which I find is total BS because the tweets that were basically just used as evidence, some dated back to 2018, some dated back like even further, like to 2015. GDQ Hotfix standards of behavior. Mr. Brian Darcia. Darcia. Not Garcia. Darcia. Upon review of your conduct, we found it to be in violation of our policy forbidding bigotry. You're not welcome to participate in any GDQ Hotfix broadcast as a runner or commentator or in the Hotfix Discord. Any GDQ Hotfix broadcast. So this is basically just gonna. Is this like a permanent? This is like a permanent ban, isn't it? From GDQ Hotfix. He was actually running Hollow Knight at the event last year at GDQ 2019. I think it was like AGDQ or SGDQ, whichever one. He actually did run Hollow Knight at that event last year. To which, of course, the person who was banned from GDQ Hotfix in question responded, "I'm very confused. What did I do that was basically bigoted? Also, my name is Brian Garcia, by the way, not Brian Darcia. But I just want to ask what I did to not be welcome on the Hotfix broadcast." And in typical GDQ fashion, they didn't respond to him. Typical GDQ fashion to basically just leave him in the dark. I feel like this is probably worth making a video about. Yeah, if anyone else asks, I think I'm just gonna basically just tell them. It just basically follows the same pattern as to how Our White Goose, Graviton, Caleb Hart, Shift, and Trihex all got banned from GDQ. Someone basically just that didn't like them dug up something that could be used as evidence against them to basically get them just deplatformed from GDQ. Our White Goose was basically white supremacist, Caleb Hart transphobic. Shift just made a mistake, basically just snapped when a troll was basically just harassing him nonstop for about a year, called him the F slur. And then the troll basically just took that clip out of context to get him banned for a year and a half from GDQ. And then Trihex also got like declined to be able to run Super Mario Maker in AGQ 2020 for using that same F slur over a year ago, jokingly with a group of friends with no ill intent towards any gay people whatsoever. Yeah, GDQ. I don't fucking understand you, GDQ. What else can I say? It makes me wonder if GDQ is just literally run by a bunch of fucking morons. The fact that they can't even get one of the runners' names right, that kind of just proves my point. Yeah, you basically hit the nail on the head there, Patrick. There's just like probably a small group of people who they might actually be worried that would be offended if they just basically let Vysuals onto GDQ Hotfix, despite like some of the old tweets that could be just construed as transphobic, even though they probably weren't. I mean, you could just use gay as an insult in place of some or other sort of negative connotation term, even though you really should not do that. I mean, what else could he have possibly just been disallowed from Hotfix for? Besides someone just basically digging up a series of old tweets that he made, and then basically just likely sending them to GDQ staff, trying to just basically make him look like this is how he is right now, even though it's not the case. Vysuals is not a bigot. If anyone is trying to convince you otherwise, then they are just straight up lying to you. They are lying. Like, the people that basically just do this, dig up past information to make someone look bad, from what I've seen, they do not care about the speedrunning community. They only care about their own self-interest, their own politics. What I've seen from the far left is that it basically just finds where there's power, or it finds where there's good people and good causes, and then it basically just goes there and completely and utterly ruins it. I don't know if I'll have to do that video or if I can maybe just actually highlight this as my rant against GDQ and Vysuals' ban. Well, pseudo ban? Like, I hope he's still actually allowed to go to AGDQ 2020. He's trying to raise money for it right now. I'm just seriously hoping they don't fucking ban him from AGDQ 2020 for tweets he made in 2018 and 2015. But I wouldn't put it too far past, like, the absolute morons at GDQ just basically go and do it anyways. I would not at all be surprised if they basically just continue the trend that I was warning people about when Arwet Goose and Graviton got banned. And more understandably so, like, Goose was basically talking about how he wanted to basically separate us all into ethno-states. Yeah, I actually did look at a bunch of those Discord posts and that giant Imgur album someone used as basically proof against them to get them banned. Even though it was compiled likely by someone who had, like, affiliations and connections with Antifa, still, I want to be the judge myself as to whether or not this guy was truly someone that should be going to a game done quick. I don't agree with our White Goose's views at all, but I also don't agree with how he was basically just, well, banned for something he didn't even do at GDQ. And it was literally someone who basically just disagreed with his views to a point where they wanted him silenced, and they figured the best way to do that would be just get him banned from GDQ. It's basically falling exactly in line with Antifa's ideology of no platforming. How anyone you disagree with should simply not even be allowed to speak at all. They should not have a platform. This is the ideology Antifa is trying to push. So basically, at worst, they will create a world of silence where you cannot speak unless you agree with them 100% politically and culturally. So basically, long story short, I love GDQ. I just hate what's happening to it and what's being done to it. Because I feel like I very well know what is actually being done to GDQ. And by who as well.